Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 856, and today's topic is the manufacture of nitrogenous fertilizer and very popular known as urea, NH2CO, NH2. There are some other sources of nitrogenous fertilizer like potassium nitrate, ammonium nitrate, calcium nitrate, but among all these the most popular one is urea. And urea I started using from 1950s because urea was synthesized in Germany, that was in 1940s, and it got the popularity when they tested on soil that it is converted into ammonia in presence of low pH and moderate temperature, and that ammonia in the soil microorganisms or the soil bacteria, they convert into nitrates, and that nitrate is taken by plant, and in this way plant gets nitrogen from a urea. And the manufacturing of urea is nowadays from ammonia plant, because in ammonia plant ammonia is produced, and along with that carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide gases are produced, and that gases can be utilized to convert to urea by reacting with ammonia and carbon dioxide gas. So first it is a two-step reaction. When ammonia will react with carbon dioxide, then there will be conversion into ammonium carbamate, and that carbamate will be finally converted into urea. But nowadays lot of global talking is there about its burning effect, especially in India also, and the main aim for all these fertilizers, how to increase the rural productivity of the vegetable, fruit and grains. But the problem is coming that for long duration of time, the cases are there in Haryana and Punjab, the maximum quantity of this nitrogen fertilizer urea, to my knowledge, is used in Punjab and Haryana. And now they have found that within this 40-50 years time, their land is not that much fertile, and they are going on adding and adding. So there is excess use of urea, and their fertility is lost, because microorganisms, those bacteria which are responsible of converting ammonia into nitrate, that is called nitrification, is less. So they are going on adding more and more urea, and in this case the cost of production is increasing, and that's why I have discussed in the beginning, that is called eco-agriculture. In village we have to identify small farmers, whether they can afford or not, and those who are laborers, they are working, whether they are going to be paid or not with the production of all those grains. So they are all interlinked, small villages, and their economy is not improving with this cost of the production of their food products. So the main question is how to reduce the cost of production of food grains. There are two groups of farmers in India as well as in Nigeria, other part of the world. One is big farmers, medium scale, and then those who are having maybe 1 hectare, 2 hectare land. Some are having 20, 40 hectare medium class, and other ones they might be having thousands of hectare. That is commercial farming. So their farming is mechanized on commercial basis. The medium ones, they are also using harvester, and they are also thresher, all these mechanized. But those who are having 2-3 hectare land, for them the cost effective is very important. So one group where all the family members, they are involved, children, daughter, son, father, mother, is a family affair, the farming. So they don't require labor. But the others, where the family is not involved, they want labor. So labor cost, fertilizer cost, pesticide, insecticide cost, hybrid cost. So the cost of production is too much, and that is the main reason. That's why the small farmers, whether it is India or Nigeria, they are very poor. Because what product they are getting, the final one is there is big loss in fertilizer, in insecticide, pesticide, all synthetic ones. So that's why nowadays people are going back to organic manure, organic fertilizer, the source from natural side. But the serious issue is that there is no any natural source of nitrogenous fertilizer which can give 45 to 47% nitrogen, and it is only urea. Urea is giving the highest percentage of nitrogen, and it is very effective. So the best thing is that, to my understanding as a chemist, better go for blending. Take 70% natural source, and from that natural source, what fertilizer you are getting, you are going to get 7 to 8%, and rest 30% or 60-40 you can get urea blended, so that your land is also not very much we can say affected by this burning of the nitrogen, or fertility is not lost, because that 70% or 60% natural one will maintain. So the best option for all these poor farmers, prepare organic fertilizer, organic source of nitrogen, and blend with that urea 30-40%, so that your percentage of urea is maintained, and you will get the good you can say crop and product, and your cost will be low, production cost, so that you can get more profit. So here I am discussing the manufacture of nitrogenous fertilizer, and the most popular one, that is urea, and the urea contains the highest percentage of nitrogen is from 45 to 47%. Fertilizer urea, and the formula structure is given NH2CO, NH2 number 1. Urea was first produced industrially by the hydration of calcium carbamide. So first of all, the urea was manufactured by the hydration of, that is your calcium carbamide, but by easy availability of ammonia, that is NH3, led to development of ammonia carbon dioxide technology. So today most of this urea is produced on ammonia carbon dioxide technology, and this is two-step process where the ammonia and carbon dioxide react to form ammonium carbamate, and this ammonium carbonate is then hydrated, and after that hydration it is finally converted into urea, and these two-step reactions are given. First step is where ammonia 2NH3 is combining with carbon dioxide gas, and that is giving ammonium carbamate, and this ammonium carbonate is finally after hydration, the step is hydrated, and after that hydration it is converted into urea, NH2CO, NH2. Number 2, the important nitrogenous commercial fertilizers are nitrates of sodium, calcium, potassium, and it contains urea, and the most important one out of all this is urea, because it contains 45 to 47% nitrogen. Urea come into prominence in 1950s, when the farmers they realized that this contains highest percentage of nitrogen, first point, and second point, it is very easily assimilated in soil, converted into ammonia at very low pH, and also at moderate temperature, because if the temperature is very high, this ammonia in the form of gas can escape. That's why it is my advice to farmers who are using synthetic fertilizer urea, either you apply early in the morning where the temperature is moderate, is not too high, especially in Borno state where temperature goes up to 45, and either in the evening around 5, where temperature is low. The ideal temperature for this one is around 30-35 degrees centigrade, so that by that time slowly this ammonia will be assimilated in soil, and then the bacteria in the soil will convert into nitrate and it will go to plants. So this, because of this reason, ammonia got lot of popularity from 1950s onward. So here number 3, that is I am giving in summary form how inside industry the urea is produced by the reaction of ammonia and carbon dioxide. The urea can be manufactured by passing carbon dioxide liquid and liquid ammonia in a silver line special autoclave when ammonium carbamate is formed. So in the industry, there are special type of silver line autoclave, and in that silver line autoclave, both will combine and it will be converted into ammonium carbamide. That is your first step, the reaction I have already told you in the beginning. And the latter is heated at 135 degrees centigrade temperature under about 35 atmospheric pressure. So under these two reaction conditions, you will get the urea, and that your carbamide, ammonium carbamide, under 35 atmospheric pressure and not 35, 135 degrees centigrade temperature and 35 atmospheric pressure is converted into urea. The conversion is about 40%. It's not that the whole 90 or 95% is converted. It's only 40% is converted into urea in liquid form, and then steaming is done. After that steaming process, it will pass through steam, and then finally it is crystallized in the form of solid granules. The resultant change is charge is passed into another vessel and steam is introduced to get solid crystalline granules of urea. And number 4, urea is first hydrolyzed to soil water. So once urea is applied to any soil, the water present in the soil, it is better when you are applying the urea, there should be some humidity, some moisture in the soil, so that it will be very quickly, soil will absorb, and in presence of water it will be converted into ammonia and carbon dioxide. So soil into ammonia and carbon dioxide. Then the agency of microorganisms, the bacteria which is present in the soil, and especially these two bacteria, one is called Nitrosomonas and the second one is called Nitrosococcus. So Nitrosomonas and Nitrosococcus, these two bacteria, they convert that ammonia into nitrate, and this conversion of ammonia by these two bacteria is called nitrosification. So nitrosification is very important reaction in soil. With that reaction, conversion, only then ammonia will be converted into nitrate, and then finally that nitrate is taken by plant for their growth. So nitrosification, production, conversion called nitrosification. And finally the nitrates are utilized by the plants in the soil. So with this your fertilizer chapter is over, and as you know, I told you in the beginning that nowadays I am lecturing industrial chemistry. So different type of products I will be discussing, even explosive products I discussed, you will get the lectures. And now my next lectures will start on glass industry. After glass industry, then I may go to steel industry, then cement industry, ceramic industry, and many more. So thank you very much once again for watching the lecture.